Hello and welcome to another Arty Chats. This is one of the largest pictures I ever painted and it's called Map of the Human Heart. I painted it in 2009 and it was based entirely on a dream that a friend told me about. And the only elements that I remember distinctly that I was told was a Buddha statue on a row of terraced houses, a crow on fire and an enormous turning planet Earth. Now, I took those bare bones of the story that I was told and thought, why not try and paint a dream? I found this massive piece of wood at my office that was being thrown away. I thought I'll take that home and foolishly decided to turn it into a painting. And it took so long to do that I decided as it was going on that just to let it develop its own internal logic. So all the elements were added as I painted it completely subconsciously. It was just a stream of consciousness picture that by the end of it did actually develop into something with, as I say, an internal logic. And when I showed it to my friends, one of them said it has like a William Blake look to it, or the sound to it. I wrote about 9 poems based on it. The first poems I ever wrote, which kick-started my love of writing poetry, because it seemed to have more in it than just the painting. It began with a dream, became a painting, became poems, which became some songs done for me by a friend, and I finally turned it into a book as well, just a book of images, of close-ups of this, because it is so detailed. So because it is so detailed, I feel we should take a closer look at all the elements. As I say, I worked on it for a very long time, and it's so large, I used to sit on it, kneel on it, and paint it as I was doing that right by the fire, because it was an extremely cold winter. I used to put this by the fire, sit on it, and paint. And I really am very proud of it, although I must say what it means I don't really know, but I like the fact that when you get into it, it is actually coherent within its own internal narrative. It does work, but like a dream really, when you wake up you think, what's that all about? But I will now go into it in a bit more detail and show you some close-ups.
The first thing to say is that there is a heart shape hidden within the shape of the painting, and the central character is the Buddha sitting on top of terraced houses surrounded by other Buddhas doing the same. Greenery is everywhere, and it seems that there is a key in front of each front door ready to unlock the dreams of those within. Behind it, a maze covered in autumn leaves and trees, in which wanderers who appear to be unaware they're in a new land. Maybe this is a version of heaven and they are in limbo. And above the maze, a ship floats, a ship of fools. Maybe these are people who have not accepted that they have passed on into a new world. They are getting seasick and sky-sick and have all begun to look the same. One of them points towards a burning crow. The flames of the crow's wings have turned into smoke, which echoes the shape of other parts of the painting in a very subtle way. A lonely figure waits on a hill, looking up at the big turning world above her, with a cat, a dog, or maybe a rat approaching her. In each of the 4 corners there is a human face, with the one of the senses removed, as if they are dreamers looking into the picture, looking into the dream, with which they cannot interact. Flanking the picture is an angel and a demon, looking impassively out at the viewer, covered in tattoos of eyes and stars, with a smoking staff, the dragon with stars in its eyes and an elaborate wing structure. Behind them, figures are falling down to hell. They have been judged to be sinners and their story is now over. Above it all, there is a flower with swords shining like the sun. In this strange land, it appears as if the wanderers in the maze have a chance either to return back into life or to find their way into a better world over the mountains, whilst the ship of fools is destined to circle around forever.
There are so many elements of my own life in it from that time period that I feel as if it's almost a major part of me, even though it's based on somebody else's dream. But I ended it with the very final painted bit I put on it was just here and here, where it says just beyond, which was an inscription I saw on a gravestone in a local churchyard, and I thought that summed up the whole picture, is that this is a dream world which is just beyond our grasp, just beyond our understanding, and yet it feels very palpable when you go into it and experience it. So I'll end it there. This is Map of the Human Heart from 2009. Thank you for listening.